stopping by my channel today. I'm Laurie, and today I'm participating in a collab that is hosted by Craft Today with Rita Renee. Rita Renee's channel is amazing. You definitely need to check it out, and I'm going to link it below in my description along with the playlist for this collab. This is a fall thrifted to gifted, and what she asked us to do was go to any secondhand stores, vintage shops, yard sales, and find an item that you could thrift to gift. It wasn't limited to any type of specific thrifted item. It could be books, furniture, or something like I did this wreath behind us. In my family, we love to recycle things, so I had a blast. I really hope you enjoy watching me change an ordinary wreath into this cute little thrifted gift. And if you haven't yet subscribed, all you need to do is just hit that little red subscribe button below and click on the notification bell. That will notify you every time I upload a new video.
When I found this wreath at the thrift store, it was in need of some help, but it kind of reminded me of a hole in a tree, and then that just gave me an idea of what I could do with it. It was $4.99, but I had a 30% off coupon, so I paid $3.49 for it. Using this wreath as the base of my project, I then went to the Dollar Tree and found some supplies. I'm using these 3 cute little plush owls that I found at the Dollar Tree. You'll need one skewer or anything that you can attach to the back of one of the owls. I want to keep it rustic, so I'm just going to use a handful of fall flowers. To finish up my supplies, I bought an assortment of the foxtails and some feathers. I'm going to try to recycle everything on the wreath, which includes the bow. It does look kind of flattened down, but I think I'll be able to save it. There were some little sprigs of ivy that they had kind of stuck in here and there, and you couldn't really see them, so I removed them, and I'm going to use them later in the project. Because I want to keep this a rustic looking wreath with not too many flowers, I'm just adding these 2 sprigs of flowers that I found at the Dollar Tree. I always pre-cut my flowers before I start my project, and I usually cut them at the longest point of their stem. Whenever I'm making a wreath, I always try to balance the sides so that everything looks even. So what I do is basically put one flower on one side, and then I kind of match it up on the other, and then I just continue around the wreath until I've used up all the flowers. Once all the flowers were added, I then added some foxtail. Once the stems were all cut, I then began to place them around the wreath. And once again, I just placed one on each side and then would go opposite from it and place another piece on the other side, just trying to keep it balanced while I was doing it. Once they were all in place, I then cut my feather stems. I thought these would be really cute in the project because I'm going to be placing the little owls in the center, and what do owls have? Feathers. I worked my way around the wreath, placing the feathers in some of the empty areas on the wreath. And now I'm going to add some of the green foxtail. At least that's what I believe it's called. If it's called something else, definitely let me know below. Once I snip the stems into sections, I'm now going to add them to the wreath. I just placed these about here and there where I thought there were some empty spots in the wreath, and they just kind of added a little pop of color. I'm going to use 3 of these burlap leaves that came from the Dollar Tree, and this will give a backing to the little owls. They come on a wire, so I'm just going to place them into the grapevine wreath. Then using my glue gun, I'm going to make sure that they are secured to the wreath so that they can't move. Once that's complete, now we have a little home for our 3 owls. Now I'm going to use my skewer. I used the skewer and placed it in the bottom back of the owl and pushed it up until I reached his hat. Once that's done, just run a bead of glue around the skewer and the base of the owl. Once the hot glue has set, we're now going to add him to the wreath. I judged about how long I needed the skewer, and then I just cut the excess off. I centered him in the middle of the grapevine wreath, making sure that he was standing just a little bit higher in the center and against the back of the orange leaf. Once he was where I wanted him to stay in place, I just used my hot glue gun and glued the skewer to the grapevine wreath. Now to add the little owls to the wreath, I just placed some hot glue on the bottom of them and then placed the base against the grapevine wreath. I made sure to place him at a little bit of an angle. And then I followed the exact same instructions for the last owl. Once these little cuties were attached, all that's left is to add the bow. It had been made with wire ribbon, so it was pretty easy to just re-fluff it, pull out the edges, and it kind of popped back into shape. I positioned it under the three little owls and centered it on the middle of the wreath, and then all I did to attach it was to use my hot glue gun. I gave the bow another little quick fluff, and now this old wreath has a new life. These three little owls now have a new home in their tree leaf wreath. Thank you again, Rita Renee, for inviting me to this open collab. I had a blast, and make sure everyone checks out the playlist below.
I hope you guys enjoyed watching my video, and I always love when you stop by. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye, everybody!